Hey there viewers, my name's Torinski and welcome back to another DCSS Sunday. Today we're of course jumping right back into the usual routine, trying to get a win with every species in the game, and where we last left off, we'd had a pretty dang good mummy run with Chance the Rapper. Started out very fortunate, tons of blink scrolls, more blink scrolls than one man knows what to do with. Unfortunately, due to my own hubris and stupidity, we managed to burn through those in spectacular fashion, leaving us with much fewer consumables in the here and now, but still a heck of a lot of hope, really solid selection of equipment, especially the axe that we found, the robe of clouds, or the robe of clowns as it were, being a heck of a good time. So without further ado, let's get ready to jump back into it and see if we can't keep this buddy alive and maybe, just maybe, get through the final species currently in the game. So where we left off here, we were thinking about heading into our vaults, and I think we'll keep that strategy for the time being. But vaults has a bit less fire themed damage coming our way, which is great for us, seeing as how that's somewhere that we're still severely lacking in the resistance department. So we'll take a peek, and hopefully things are going alright. I should refresh myself where all my spells are, specifically Freezing Cloud is a very important one. Also, hey Yukiko, Canada doesn't have daylight savings, huh? It depends on where you are. Where I live does actually. I don't even know if you're going off of my schedule. I have been leaving that by the wayside for a bit long, so I'm not too sure what the times look like. I believe we're starting a bit early today, but I wish Canada didn't have daylight savings across the board. It would make my job a heck of a lot easier where I work as well, because daylight savings is the bane of developers' existence. But okie dokes, let's head on down and see what we're dealing with here, shall we? Immediately fall into a shaft. Well, okay. Definitely going to be an interesting one. Studying computer science, I was, yeah. Now I work as a back-end developer for a company that does like contract software development. Very fortunate to have found a little bit of work in the field that I ended up drifting into here. I originally was going to school for astrophysics, and then just found out that I absolutely adore computer science and programming in general. Okie dokes, what do I do with you, my elephantine friends? You can see that we're taking a heck of a lot of damage. Unfortunately, that's the downside to not having very much AC here, is we're always in a bit of a rough spot. I guess what I should be doing is maybe pairing in some IMB to keep ourselves safe here, and then because we've just made an absurd amount of noise, let's read a teleport. At least we don't have to worry about Sentinel's marks. That's just lovely. Let's see where we land. That's not exactly better. We'll keep retreating here. Read another teleport scroll. I'm curious if we should read a magic mapping to try and find our way to a staircase. Doesn't look like we're near any upstairs at the moment, so that kind of vindicates our decisions in life here. And we'll definitely just walk away from you if we're able to. Fantastic. Kind of want to try and stick here and heal up a bit, but unfortunately, not sure if we'll really get any real opportunity. Ooh. Except there we go. Fantastic. Now we can potentially rest up just a wee bit. Do I want to even make noise here? Let's head upstairs and see what we're working with. Fantastic. Looks like we're still on the exact opposite side of the level from where we came in, so we're going to be scrambling at the start here to try and get ourselves to relative safety. Let's get out of sight of that alarm trap as soon as possible as well. And for the time being, we'll even just use manual moving here just to try our very best to keep myself alive here. Fortunately, we can just keep dropping clouds on these sons of guns. That is just fantastic. And in fact, that should do a decent chunk of the change for me here. And we'll keep filling the air as it were. Fantastic. And that should be just about it. Oh, not enough magic to cast that. Whoopsie daisies. And beautiful. And then you, my friend, we'll just slice and dice. Okay, so not too bad. At the end of the day here, Reflection Brand should do a heck of a lot of work against that son of a gun. And a Fire Giant is exactly what we were hoping not to see coming down this way. But it is what it is, so we'll just have to make do with what Vaults is throwing at us. Hopefully I find a door to the left here. There we go, fantastic. Again, just hoping to fight our way back to the safety of a staircase here. And we'll immediately put down some of the usual clouds. Beautiful. And let's try and keep this Vault Warden off of me for as long as I can here. And in fact, we can even drop one of these bad boys. And just keep smashing you, my friend. Let's fill the air around me once more here. And, oh gosh, here's where things start to already look a little more precarious. Let's throw down that to begin with, and there we go. Once we have all of them in range of our IMB, we can get blast in. And potentially try to walk our way, waddle up here as safely as we possibly can. I'm hoping to make it to that stairwell. At least most of the monsters between us and here seem to have heeded the call, as it were, and are coming directly our way. And fantastic. Oof. Less fantastic. Oh, those metal splinters will get you, hey? Only 13 AC, so do I retreat and give up our spot here in Vaults for now? We could switch over to Depth, see if things are looking a bit more manageable down that way. No matter what, these kind of initial stairwells are terribly rough due to the reliance on Gong here. But let's head up, at least for the time being here. Maybe if we want to head back into Vaults, what we can do is read a teleport in advance, head down the stairs and get warped off to somewhere else in the level, cross our fingers and hope that it all works out. We could also just potion petition the crap out of Gozeg and try and get buffed up to a decent extent before heading in. Not sure how that will go. So we're back to, I guess, not just Depths as an option, but also Elf was another thing that we were looking at last time around. Lots of fire damage in Elf for sure, but way easier to kill the majority of them. Freezing Cloud should have an absolute field day on those sons of guns. So maybe it'll be worth a shot. At least all of our other resistances are looking pretty good, so maybe we'll be okay in that regard. I believe, yeah, we're currently training axes and fighting. Getting a bit more health here, as well as trying to bring down that min delay. We should be attacking faster than once a turn here at the very least, so that's lovely. Do I know Ozku's armor or anything? Because it might be nice to have some way of increasing our AC here. Guess maybe I should learn Blink. That will be very useful for getting ourselves out of a tricky situation. And then, besides that, I know we were taking a look at Manifold Assault here, since we do have the +9 Broadaxe. Seems like it might be a half-decent option for us. It's Vorpal as well, so we don't have to worry about resistances at any point in our journey here. Having a bit of AoE besides the clouds could be nice for sure. So that's something to keep in the back of our minds, but for the time being here, let's head over to Elf, and let's see what our entrance at the very least looks like. Just how many pyromancers are going to be coming about. Okay, or a relatively dead entrance, all things considered, at least compared to what I'm used to seeing as of late. There's another magic mapping at least, so that should be kind of nice. And otherwise we can kind of just let this buddy come into us and try and keep blasting with IMB, keeping our gong silent for as long as we can here. I'm not too worried about the whistling here. I don't know if I want to do a Desolation of Salt after how rough everything is going, especially since when you bring the Shield of Gong into the Desolation of Salt, it's generally a pretty rough time, to say the least. Let's definitely make sure these buddies are actually sitting in our clouds. Fantastic. That's much better. Has anyone called my brother? No, I feel like I've heard the name before, but I'm not sure off the top of my head. Okie dokie, we will just take care of our lovely new friends here. Should be half decent. Kinda hate tab fighting our way through. Maybe I'll play it a little bit safer. We'll head into this nice little corridor to keep safe. And a +6 Vorpal Battle Axe. You are no joke, my friend. Electricity isn't exactly doing a lot of work on these Sons of Guns either, unfortunately. It's a big Wild Blizzard streamer. Ah, I see. I'm guessing there's a resemblance of sorts. Scroll of Blinking. Oh my gosh. Prophecy is true. There is a hope left for Chance the Rapper here. Fantastic. So that'll hopefully get ourselves out of a nasty situation at some point. Getting a few more roots charges, also quite lovely. And you, my friend, we can just bring on over. Don't love pyromancy, of course. Again, it's one of our lacking defenses here, so hopefully we don't run into too many of those Sons of Guns over the course of our journey here. Of course, it is what it is, and we'll have to make do with whatever the dungeon throws our way. Okay, and here we go. Here's where we've started to make a bit of a name for ourselves here, causing all sorts of ruckus and commotion. It's Potion Petition early on. I was hoping for some kind of heal, but haste will, I guess, also do the trick by and large. We can try and drop one of these into the corner. And now a heal would be nice. Heal wounds, magic, might, and brilliance. I'll take it. And yeah, let's drop some freezing clouds in here, shall we? Fantastic. Lightning clouds and freezing clouds just about everywhere. Getting the beautiful reflection shot on our friendly elf knight there as well. Love to see it. And let's make sure we focus down the Pyromancer as much as we possibly can. I guess even a Zephyrmancer, when we're in bounce territory, gets a little bit sketchy. So that's not great. But slowly but surely, murdering everything we come across. And doing just about the best we can. Maybe now I have an opportunity to heal. We've attracted most of the level our direction, but not too shabby. Thanks, Yukiko. I'll take a look after stream. Okie dokes, not too shabby, all things considered. A little bit of a sketchy start here, but you know, it's just the warm-up time. It's getting back up to speed in the run here, remembering how exactly we play besides dropping freezing clouds on top of ourselves at every given opportunity. Whoopsie daisies. Don't trust auto-target. Things that I should learn from my mistakes here. And fantastic. Otherwise, not the end of the world, and we should be able to finish off the rest of Elf 1 here without too much trouble. Oh, there's the Desolation of Salt. You are resistant to cold, unfortunately. I hate to hear it. And especially since you're going to keep walking into that Zot trap, which is less than ideal, shall we say. At the very least, we can drop one of these buddies down and hopefully keep both of you in the blast zone. Fantastic. And, oh gosh. Are we getting... No, okay, just random effects from the contamination that we got from that Zot trap. Not the end of the world, though. And fantastic. I guess almost fantastic. There we go. Finish off the last of these Sons of Guns, and just lovely. Not too shabby whatsoever. So we'll blitz our way through the rest of the level here that is largely cleared out by the commotion. Always a valid strategy with Gong to just hope that you take care of most of your troubles. At least The reflection brand mixed with the gong is doing some really solid work for us here. And again, most of these elves are relatively low HP, so fortunately, as long as we can keep the damage output coming in, we should be okay in the long run. Even with some slightly lackluster resistances on our end. Fantastic. And just one more ice cloud should do the trick. Beautiful. Regeneration I would normally absolutely love to put on here, but unfortunately we are very reliant on that reflection brand to keep ourselves alive, so with that in mind, we'll just keep on keeping on here. And you, my friend, are a little more resilient than I was hoping to see, to say the least. It's not the end of the world. I'm trying to think of all the best places to absolutely fill this entire zone with ice clouds. Sure, it costs a lot of magic. That definitely is an important factor, but it does work out decently well for us. And in fact, I can just head upstairs, quickly reset all of our magic points, and then once more into the thick of it here. Start with you, kiddos, move on to you as well, and those reflections keep coming and they don't stop coming. Absolutely lovely. And while the rest of you come tunneling in here through the ice clouds, we'll just keep up the good work here. And hopefully that takes care of most of you that were in the listening range of the gong here to start off. Seems to be a decent chunk of the level if I had to guess, but never really know how things are going to shake out. And in fact, maybe we'll leave that area alone for the time being. We'll just head to another stairwell and see what kind of chaotic riot we can start to bring into effect here. And yes, please, if you could all come one, come all. Fortunately, not too many earth elementals, because they're another very immune heavy enemy. Or resistant heavy enemy, I should say, so unfortunately the cold not going to be quite as useful against those sons of guns as we're seeing against all of our lovely friends here. But hopefully we can make it work, because there we go. There's one right there, Speak of the Devil. Potentially get at least a bit of damage, or are you fully immune, my friend? Ah, fully immune. Fantastic. It's exactly what we want to see, right? But fortunately, I can drop one of these here. Oh, it's going to blow up before? Ah, yes, I think it did blow up just out of sight range for us. So a little unfortunate, but not the end of the world. And there we go, Earth Elemental down. And we'll just run upstairs, quickly reset once more here. We're having to deal with all of our new friends. In fact, that glaive, if you could just back off for the time being here. Drop one of these here, one there, beautiful. Cloud on our fiery buddy. And that should do the trick. Beautiful. And you as well. Might as well play this as safely as we possibly can. Let's not die, or more likely just end up wasting our one remaining blink scroll on getting away from a single pyromancer. That seems like a little bit less than ideal. There we go. That is definitely slightly better. Almost saved me with that Force Lance, my friend. I appreciate it. And otherwise, we'll just keep on keeping on here. Risking a few little tabs. I should occasionally rely on our axe, since it is a pretty solid weapon at the end of the day here. The caveat to that, of course, being our 13 AC, which we've already seen some pretty rough circumstances arise. Ooh, and we'll definitely do it. One charge of Wand of Roots is one more than I had, so I'll take it. And Scroll of Butterfly, it could definitely save my life at some point in the future. Box of Beasts we don't have to worry too much about. And hello all my weapon friends. Beautiful. This is the one nice thing about the Conjurer start, is you do get a lot of element agnostic spells in your starting book that all deal a decent amount of damage as well. Otherwise we would be completely and totally screwed against all of our new friends here. But as is, not too shabby at the end of the day. And that is Elf 2, eh? It's not looking too bad. Can potentially go to 3. I'm slightly concerned that like a single crystal sphere that connects, as rare as that is with the whopping 36 shielding, you know, if it does happen, it's going to be a brutal one. But hey, maybe we'll be okay. For now, we'll just have to test it out here, dip our toes in the water a wee bit, and see how things are looking, how things are feeling as we continue to make our way forward. I mean, you gotta love that reflection every time it pops off, and especially when it absolutely obliterates all of our lovely buddies here. Just wonderful. Let's see, tried enough protection. You should be just fine for me to fight. Always slightly concerned about these sorcerers. So if they get off a couple rounds of that damnation, it can definitely punch a decent hole in us here. And hopefully that demonologist dies. There we go, fantastic. Starting to worry me a little bit on that side of things as well. But beautiful. And we'll just get the heck out of dodge here, I believe. Maybe do a little bit of cloud action to keep things interesting. We could potentially wipe you kiddos out as you try and follow me back towards the stairs. Oh geez. Some tough looking demons though, unfortunately, also in the cut here so far. And there we go. Acid Bolt is definitely a rough one. Only 66 health on my end. Oof. I'm tempted to keep smashing because we are relatively close to murdering our friend here. However, one bad corrosive bolt puts us in a pretty rough spot. I guess we're not one hit away from death, so I can pretty safely risk that single turn. And it does go well for us there, so that's fantastic. And let's just head once more into the breach here. I almost want you to crystal sphere me, even though there we go. Even though I talked about how scary such an eventuality would be, it's also pretty dang solid at the end of the day. If we can manage to get the reflection working our way. And hello? Blade Master? You okay? There we go. If I can just keep you in the clouds as much as possible. See, it definitely does a decent number on all these high evasion enemies here, which is part of why we thought Elf might have been an okay choice for us. They're all squishy enough that it gives us some opportunity. I guess that ring did have fire on it, so we could replace like our slaying if we're really desperate for fire resistance. You know what, I'll keep it in the back pocket for now, just in case that's an avenue that we want to take advantage of in the future. But not going to worry too much about swapping to it unless absolutely necessary. And wonderful bit of reflection. Always working out for us here. You, my friend, are going to take down a bunch of our walls, which is always a pain in the rear. But ideally, we can kill you quickly enough that it's not the end of the world. You are very likely to kill yourself, but I'm also slightly concerned about how low we're getting here. So maybe to just play it safe once again here, we'll run up to our stairs, reset that encounter, and see if we can't do a little bit better on the flip side here. And there you are, my friend. Beautiful. You know, I would appreciate it if you just hung out in my clouds for a little bit longer, but it is what it is. We can't all be good friends, I guess. Something maybe that you should work on in your next life, my Master Archer buddy. In all seriousness, it's going relatively smoothly here, at least as far as the end of Elf is concerned. This floor can be quite the nightmare. So I have no real complaints that we're managing to make our way through with decent efficacy here for the time being. And you crystal spear yourself once again in the face. Perfect. Ooh, not ideal to have you blinking around, my friend, but we had just enough magic left over to put up another one of our favorite freezing clouds. And what do we have here? Robe of the Moon. Willpower is not something we need. Amulet of Coxox. RN. Willpower down in faith? Definitely not. That's an always ignore from me. And a scroll shop. Does have a blinking scroll. Also another torment if we want to go that route. Maybe another fear while we're at it. Let's just get all of the defensive capabilities we could possibly want in the future. And you know, I do have a couple of un-ID'd scrolls. So let's buy these real quick, shall we? We get Scroll of Silence and Poison. So still no acquirement. Unfortunately, that's what I was secretly deep down hoping for there. But that is all good. We're still left in a pretty decent spot here. Staff of Cold can definitely just hang tight for now. You have a Lochaber axe? Reach, Cleave, Pole axe? What the heck is even that? Huh. That's a new unrand art for me. I haven't seen that before. This brittle weapon long thought lost to history combines the extended reach of a polearm with the cleaving sharpness of an axe. Huh. That's a lot of fun. Not really on this character, seeing as how Shield of the Gong is pretty integral to our strategy, and it would take a ridiculous amount of training to get up there. Oh, I guess... Oh, it does use axe skill, though, not polearm. Interesting. I mean, I guess it is right there in the name, but... Huh. Interesting to say the least. Again, I don't think that we'll actually use it. Oops, and let's cancel out that accidental exclusion real quick. Don't think we'll use it, but it is very neat for sure. Hey Connells, accidentally managed to catch me live. You always watch my VODs for content. Managed to get your third win today with the Even Fighter of Oka. Nice. Well, congrats. That's always huge, any win that you manage to pull off, so that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. And thank you so much for dropping on by and hanging out with us here. Always enjoy the live experience. But okie dokes, we've gotten axes up to min delay for our broad axe. Have an okay amount of fighting. We might want to put more experience in that direction at some point in our journey here. But for now, I think it might be time to switch over to translocations, try to get Manifold Assault up and running so we can get a little bit more damage dealt as enemies approach us, seeing as how we don't last very long in close quarters combat. That seems like a decent place to start at least. We can bring that up to maybe 10, maybe it won't even get that far. But we'll give it a shot. And we'll just, I think, yeah, just walk away from you for now, my friends. I guess running away from a hasted elementalist, maybe not the easiest strategy to pull off. But there we go. We do manage to take them out. We're hitting level 20 as well. Holy moly, just rolling in the experience for the time being here. And this is our little end vault of Elf. And it seems like we've drawn a decent amount of the overall attention from the floor up to this point, so should have a decent chance of being able to clear our way through here in relative safety, of course. And there's the damnation that we were worried about before. Oh, is that? Oh, I didn't even see Wukadmu. How about that? I don't think we'll use it on this character. Used to be super overpowered, but now at the risk of damaging our mind is a little bit sketchy. Especially, is that one that causes confusion? Because if so, that's like exactly the antithesis of Mummy and our one greatest weakness. So probably not going to be the go-to option for us here. As we murder our last friend here, and I'm hoping the poison kills that Annihilator here. It's not working out quite yet. There we go. We can actually just take you upstairs, and that's even better. Fantastic. and we'll come back down to hang out with you, my friend. Beautiful. And just keep on keeping on here.